Once upon a time, in the vast and deep ocean, lived a small, cute, and bright orange fish named Glimmer. Glimmer stood out from other fish with her cheerfulness and energy. Every morning, when the first rays of the sun hit the ocean's surface, Glimmer would go to her favorite coral reef and dance. She would play among the corals, make friends with colorful fish, and embark on a new adventure every day. Glimmer's best friend was a blue fish with a long tail named Bluey. Unlike Glimmer, Bluey was more calm and cautious. The two complemented each other perfectly. Glimmer's excitement and energy were balanced by Bluey's tranquility, and they had a great time together. One morning, while Glimmer and Bluey were playing in the depths of the ocean, they noticed a light in the distance. This light shone like a bright star in the dark waters of the ocean. Glimmer got very excited when she saw the light and immediately wanted to find out its source. "Look, Bluey! Look at that light! It's so bright and beautiful. Let's go find out what it is," Glimmer said, her eyes sparkling. Bluey felt a bit worried. "Glimmer, we should be careful. We don't know what that light could be. It might be dangerous," he said, but Glimmer, overcome by her curiosity, said, "Don't worry, Bluey, we can achieve anything together," and convinced Bluey. The two set off in pursuit of the mysterious light. As Glimmer and Bluey swam towards the light, they encountered an old and wise turtle named Sage. Sage had lived in the depths of the ocean for hundreds of years and had many adventures. Approaching Glimmer and Bluey, he asked, "Hello, youngsters. What are you doing here?" "Where are you going?" Glimmer excitedly replied. "Hello, Sage. We are following a bright light we saw in the distance. We want to find out what it is." Sage smiled gently and said, "Ah, that light? That light holds a great secret. But you must be careful. The place where that light is located is very close to the territory of the Sea Witch. The Sea Witch is malevolent and dangerous. Many fish have fallen into her trap." Bluey was frightened by Sage's words. "The Sea Witch? Maybe we should turn back, Glimmer," he said anxiously, but Glimmer said, "No, Bluey, we are brave fish. If we are careful, nothing can harm us." "Sage, can you help us?" she asked. Sage thought for a moment and then said, "Okay, I will help you. But I have conditions. You must tread carefully and trust each other more than ever. The journey will be long and challenging. Are you ready?" Glimmer and Bluey nodded determinedly and said, "Yes, we are ready." Sage set off with Glimmer and Bluey to take them to the source of the mysterious light. Along the way, they encountered various obstacles. First, they had to pass through a swarm of giant jellyfish. Thanks to Glimmer's courage and Bluey's careful guidance, they managed to get through this danger. Then, they went through a rocky and dark passage. This passage was very narrow and dangerous. But thanks to Sage's wisdom and guidance, they managed to overcome this obstacle as well. Finally, Sage, Glimmer, and Bluey came very close to the source of the light. But there was one last obstacle in front of them, the Sea Witch's cave. This cave was terrifying and dark. Strange sounds were coming from inside, and the entrance was covered with thorny seaweed. Sage said, "Here we are. The light is deep inside this cave. But be careful, you must be on guard against the Sea Witch's traps." Glimmer and Bluey, trusting each other, started to move towards the cave. With each step inside, they realized that the cave was getting darker and more frightening. But they did not lose their courage and kept moving forward. Glimmer and Bluey, taking Sage's warnings into account, stepped carefully into the cave. The inside of the cave was just as dark and eerie as its exterior. Glimmer's heart was racing while Bluey tried to stay calm. "Glimmer, it's very important that we don't get separated. We're stronger together," Bluey said. Glimmer nodded, saying, "You're right, Bluey. We can overcome this adventure together." As they ventured deeper into the cave, they encountered their first trap. Suddenly, a chasm opened up on the cave floor. Glimmer and Bluey quickly moved to jump over the chasm. "This place is really dangerous," Bluey said, still shaking with fear. "Don't worry, Bluey. With Sage's help, we'll get out of here safely," Glimmer said, trying to comfort her friend. After a while, they delved deeper into the cave. Suddenly, they felt a cold wind surround them. This wind was a sign of the Sea Witch's presence. When Glimmer and Bluey reached a point where they could see the source of the light, they came face to face with the Sea Witch. The Sea Witch, with her long dark hair, sharp teeth, and eerie smile, stood before them. "Welcome, little fish," she said, her voice echoing. "Have you come to discover the secret of the light?" Glimmer bravely stepped forward and said, "Yes, we are Glimmer and Bluey. We want to find out the source of this light and stop you." The Sea Witch laughed mockingly. "What a brave and foolish endeavor. But let's see how long you will last," she said. She waved her magic wand, enveloping Glimmer and Bluey in a magical bubble. While inside the bubble, Glimmer and Bluey couldn't move. The Sea Witch watched them as Sage suddenly appeared. "Stop, Sea Witch. These fish are too brave and wise to fall for your tricks," he said. The Sea Witch looked at Sage, saying, "Ah, the wise turtle. You again. But this time, you won't be able to save them." Sage turned to Glimmer and Bluey, saying, "Remember, true strength lies in your hearts and in your trust in each other. To break this bubble, you must act together." Glimmer and Bluey, listening to Sage's words, focused together. Feeling the courage in their hearts and their trust in each other, they managed to break the bubble. The Sea Witch stepped back in shock. Freed from the bubble, Glimmer and Bluey united to defeat the Sea Witch. With Sage's guidance, they seized the Sea Witch's magic wand and neutralized her. When the Sea Witch lost her power, the cave lit up, and the real light was revealed. This light was actually a treasure hidden in the depths of the ocean. The treasure was an ancient starfish symbolizing peace and wisdom. Glimmer and Bluey were very happy to have found this treasure. Sage said, "This treasure will ensure peace and harmony among the ocean inhabitants. Thanks to your courage and friendship, the ocean will once again be a safe and peaceful place." Glimmer, Bluey, and Sage took the treasure and left the cave. The dark power of the Sea Witch was gone, and the ocean brightened once more. As Glimmer and Bluey returned home, all the ocean creatures applauded them and hailed them as heroes. Glimmer said, "Bluey, we learned a lot on this adventure. With the power of courage and friendship, we can overcome any challenge." Bluey smiled, saying, "Yes, Glimmer, anything is possible when we are together." And so, Glimmer and Bluey, having discovered the ocean's deepest secret, became heroes in everyone's hearts. The ocean never plunged into darkness again, and all the creatures lived in peace and harmony. Would you please like the video and subscribe to my channel?